Hi, I'm Michael from Workflow IQ. Today, I'm going to show you how we can take a common everyday task like ordering staff uniforms and turn it into something much faster, easier, and more efficient using Microsoft 365 tools like SharePoint and PowerApps. Okay, so I'll just navigate to the Human Resources site where I keep these forms and apps. And I have an example uniform order form that is pretty typical of what I've seen in many different businesses. With this form, you would usually have the employee print out this form, or they would have it on a shared drive and they would type in some information here. You may have approved products here from a list, and then you would add all your items in here one by one that you want to order in their quantities. Then you'd either print out the filled out form, or you would send it via email to the person that orders uniforms. The person that orders uniforms would then enter those items into another system, or just keep the forms and files from the order forms and manually keep track of the orders. As an alternative to this, if we go back to SharePoint, I have the My Uniform Orders app. Now, I've created this app for a few of my clients. Now, it isn't limited to uniforms, it's just an order system, so it can be any type of internal ordering. I've got a version for purchase orders and for inspections and that sort of thing. So it's just an app that is gathering information in different ways. So it's not limited to uniform orders, but this is the example that we're looking at today. Now, on this screen, you can see it's called My Uniform Orders, and that just means that the person who's logged in, it will show their orders. So the orders that they've placed in previously will all show on this screen as a bit of a menu. This is where they can track to see where those orders are in terms of their status and any dates for when they're ordered and when the expected time of arrival is. If you select each order, it will show you the contents of each order, so the items that were chosen in there, and each item has a status as well. You can see if it's ordered. But if you see this one here, this shirt, it is on back order, and we've got a date here to when that's expected. So this is a good way for staff to be able to track where their uniform orders are. Now, moving to create a new uniform order, you just hit the plus button here, and in here we have a list of items that we can look at, and we'll also have some filters up here just so we can narrow down and make it easy to find things, especially if there's a really long list of items here. We can do that. We could also add a search button. We could search by product code or name or something similar, all very customizable. But for now, we're going to add a boot, and this boot looks okay. We can also look at the product details, so that'll open up a site of the manufacturer or wherever you choose this could go to. On here, you might want to check the size guide or some other information about the boot before you make your choice. At the moment, that one looks pretty good, so oops, press that too much. All right, so we'll have one size 11, we'll add that, and say we need a shirt, so go up here and we'll just get a size XL shirt, and one more, we'll get a pair of jeans, and these jeans look okay, so we will get one of those and just say it's that size will do. There we go. So once we have these selected items, we can change our mind and just delete an item if we wish, just so we don't really want the pants anymore. That's fine, and we can submit the order. At the moment, when this happens, it gets added to an order list, but we can add a step that sends it for approval to the person's manager or some other person, in which they'll get an email with a approve and reject button and some information about what the order contains, so they can make the decision if this order of items is approved. Once that happens, if we go to the orders, this is more for the people that are actually making the uniform orders to the supplier. We can see status of some of the existing orders here in the in progress view. We can also just show everything. That'll just add the items that we've already delivered that don't need to be actioned at the moment, but going back to the in progress stage. So if we look at one of these items, so that's the latest one, so this should be it, where we have the boots and the shirt that we ordered. In here we can open this up and change the request to ordered. This is when we've checked on the system that's available and we've just ordered it. We can do it item by item. We have this just in case one of the items is on back order. If you do get the back order status here that you've chosen, then you get an option to put a date. Just say it's not available till the 22nd. We can go in and change the status to ordered for this one, just so that one's in stock. And if we go back to this item, we just put this to ordered as the overall, put an order number in here, and so the date ordered is today, and ETA of this, just say it's the last date, so it's that one. And that is how you manage orders. So as I said, you can have a approval step in between this. So what you would do for this one, for example, it might be at requested, but the people that order the items know to only action items that's where they're approved. So I'll just exit out of here and I'll show you one other view that could be handy. This is the group by staff view. So in this view you can see all the orders that have been put in by all the staff over the time, so you can keep a track of how many orders each person's putting in and how many things they've ordered. You could also hook this into a Power BI report that would show you over time how many orders that each person is putting in per item. You could also have a report there from this data that showed you which are the most popular items. So maybe there's some items that no one's ordering, you could find out why, or you just stop offering that one and maybe order something else that people actually want. Okay, so that's it from this Uniform Orders app. Remember, if you're still relying on paper forms or disconnected processes, this kind of solution could save your team hours every month. At Workflow IQ, we specialize in building modern business tools with SharePoint, Power Automate, and PowerApps tailored to your business workflow. If you'd like to explore what we could streamline for your business, please get in touch. Thank you for watching this video.